From After Dark World Headquarters. This is your favo, right? Correspondent KD, welcoming you to another morning edition of your Morning Report. The day after Christmas, here we are. You survived. That's good. So, for Mr. and Ms. America and all ships at sea and all sods everywhere, this is your Morning Report. I'd like to show you several Christmas gifts I received yesterday. It's a warm, sunny morning, relatively speaking. But I want you, especially for the anti-scene fans, I know you guys are into collectibles. Well, it just doesn't get any more collectible than this. Do you see that? That is a Zippo autographed by all four members of AntiScene in 2018. My brother Scott couldn't make the show, but he insisted that I take this lighter and get those guys to autograph it. Well, if it'd been anybody else, maybe they might have, no, they would have done it, no matter what. That's just the kind of guys they are. But, so anyway, that lighter has come back to me, and I'm very fond of it. My brother Scott took great pleasure in having that lighter. He even got it like, not shellacked, but some sort of like silicone coating or something to preserve the autographs and everything, but it is very cool. Now, speaking of one of kinds, let's go to my Hall of Fame here. Do you see that right there? Well, I know that's Jack's handwriting because I can tell. Love is the thing, baby. Can you see that? Love is the thing, baby. This was a collaboration between Brother Scott and Jackie B. Goforth. I can tell that Scott wrote this copy. I can tell Jack signed it. But I also can tell, especially with the eye, that's how Jack would draw. So this is sort of a collaboration between Jackie B and Brother Scott. I did not know existed. I have shown on my Facebook page before the only other BHA poster that I knew of that Scott created after this one, but this was the prototype. Anyway, I had no idea it existed. It was just given to me yesterday. Do I love it? Well, hell to the yeah, I love it. So anyway, I got cool stuff. I hope you did. You know, once you get to a certain age, you really do understand that giving is more fun than receiving. It really is. So I've got to get about my business this morning because, unlike some sods, I got to go to work. So let's do a little bit of reading. 101 Best Personal Development Classics. We'll go to 1931. The name of the book is I Dare You by William H. Danforth. The major theme is personal growth and development. Very few of us ever challenge the status quo and dare to step out of our comfort zones and realize that we are all capable of. This book, I Dare You by William H. Danforth, will change your thinking, inspire you to create change, and possibly alter the course of your life. Danforth talks about pushing your boundaries in all elements of your life, including your sense of adventure, your motivation to take action in your life rather than be a passive bystander, your desire to be strong and creative, as well as your ability to build a magnetic personality and strong character. The centerpiece of his training is the 4 quadrants of your life that he proposed needed to be in balance to live a happy and productive life. He would illustrate that in a checkerboard fashion, and the checkerboard eventually became the logo of the company he founded, Ralston Purina. Remember Purina Dog Chow on the checkerboard? Same guy. So, anyway, never heard of it, but all those themes really resonate with me because, you know, I always talk about we don't have unlimited time. I definitely will check that one out. Escape the Wolf, Risk Mitigation by Clint Emerson. I want to continue about staying in hotels for a minute. Guest rooms are a safe haven. Hotels are required to provide reasonable care to ensure that guests have a safe and secure stay. But hotels are not required to guarantee guest security. Only you are responsible for your personal security and property. So, while in the room, keep the door closed and engage the deadbolt and privacy latch or chain. A limited number of hotel emergency keys can override the deadbolt locks. To ensure privacy, use the latch or chain. I highly recommend that. While in the room, keep the door closed and engage the deadbolt and privacy latch or chain. All right, I've already said that. Hotelers provide guest room safes for the convenience of guests. These containers, however, are not as durable as bank safes and can be breached. Furthermore, the housekeeper liability laws provide that if guest property is not in the care, custody, and control of the hotel is not liable. Guests should always place money or valuables in the safe deposit box at the front desk of the hotel. Good information to know. We'll return to Escape the Wolf. What's the day after Christmas without? Mr. Larry Flint chose these personally. Get a grip on yourself. You ready? The Hustler Dictionary defines German tampon as a swastika. What new use do West Virginia boys found? Let me try this again. I'm stumbling over my words this morning. I apologize. What new use have West Virginia boys found for sheep? The answer is they get wool from them. Oh, my goodness. I think I'm going to stop there with Hustler today. That was enough to spit coffee out, I think, for some people. I want to finish today with the Cult TV book. I want to speak about the Andy Griffith Show. Cult TV by John Javna. It's a good book. I don't even know if it's in print anymore. All right, origin of the Andy Griffith Show. While he was riding high in the movies, Andy Griffith avoided TV. But when his films started receiving less kind reviews than the quality of the scripts he was offered fell off, he figured it was time to make the jump to the small screen. Smart man. In 1960, he let his agents at William Morris know that they were looking for a TV series. They in turn contacted Sheldon Leonard, executive producer of The Danny Thomas Show, and asked him to devise a show specifically for their client. Griffith's forte seemed to be playing hillbillies, as in No Time for Sergeants, a motherfucking classic. I highly recommend you see that, where he played Fresh on the Farm Will Stockdale. So Leonard came up with a rural sitcom featuring Andy as the sheriff, mayor, justice of the peace, and newspaper editor of a small North Carolina town. Andy didn't like the idea, but he liked Sheldon Leonard, so he agreed to give it a try. They decided to air the plot as an episode on the Danny Thomas Show to showcase it for potential sponsors. I've actually seen this clip before. It's been years, but I do remember it. Probably on one of those TBS specials, reunion shows, I think. Griffith took 10 days off from Destry, the play he was starring, went to Hollywood, shot the pilot, which featured Ronnie Howard and Frances Bouvier, called Danny Meets Andy Griffith. It aired on February 15, 1960, as the final Danny Thomas episode of the 59-60 season. And it was so well received that the sponsor of the Thomas Show, General Foods, signed up for the Griffith Show immediately. They were on the air 6 months later. Well, here we are. Another great, groovy morning report. So I ask you, have you taken care of business today? Have you done consequential things? Have you said everything you need to say to people today that you generally don't see very often? As in how much you love and respect them? You don't have unlimited time, don't you know that? Knowing that, always remember, be nice until it's time not to be nice. Be kind to animals. Discipline equals freedom. Never complain and never explain. And I will say this again. You don't have unlimited time. Don't you know that? So for Mr. and Ms. America, all ships at sea and all sods everywhere. This is your favorite correspondent, KD. I'm at 77 subscribers and I love it. Only need one to get to 78. Can you help me out? I want to see you on the road to adventure, and I want to see you getting consequential shit done in the new year. And I want to see you on the road to adventure. I want to meet you somewhere on the road to adventure so we can have an adventure together. I wish you all a wonderful day, everyone, and take care.